perfect 10? What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh,
okay.
That moves us to seat number 7, folks, and that is none other than Denki Kaminari.
My personal phone charger.
Charming. That is not his sole purpose, of course. It's none other than emitting electricity from his body. I don't know the exact quote on which he calls it, but he can control somewhat electricity, but he can't overexert himself or he'll leave himself vulnerable. In a state, do you want to do a state how he is? When he overexerts?
He turns stupid.
Pretty much. Which is...
And he's not got it all up there to begin with, so it's ridiculous. Sort yourself out.
But the potential is there. He's gone from being very much weak, but now he can emit... Jesus Christ.
Bless you.
He's very much being able to... he can shoot electricity, his shoot shot now. He can that disc on his arm, his hero suit, he wasn't able to do that now, and now he's able to compress the electricity and zap it, so he doesn't have... Because the problem he had before, he would either electrocute everyone around him, and that would be a problem, but now he can actually focus his shooting, like you somewhat did. Because you somewhat started that way too back ago.
Excuse you.
Was true? Am I wrong?
I wasn't really listening to you, I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. I'm saying that you had to narrow your shooting ability because you exploded everything around you, just like Kaminari zapped everything. You both narrowed
the
your
difference
thing.
between me and him though is a lot of difference, but it's that I kept my brains.
I would like to... That's not right, but...
That's what you said.
I know, but that was 9 now.
It's there. Listen, just, is he at 9? Is that what I'm writing down?
No, yeah, he's gonna be 9. I'm putting him on the 9th spot because he's far away. We're talking about him as he is now currently. He is far away from being able to be a threat or even a competitor, because there's many things that can really limit his ability. Electricity has many faults, and it's not a good rescue quirk. It's honestly only for combat. You're looking at an all-rounded hero. Like All Might, he's the pinnacle of a hero because he's strong and he can defeat any enemy. He's strong, he can pick up lots of civilians, he can lift buildings. He's there for rescue, he's there for arresting, and he's there for recovery. And also limited damage. He is basically the peace symbol, or was.
I'm gonna put him at number 7.
Why 7?
Because electricity's cool.
Well, that's a fair enough argument than anything else. That pushes on to seat number 8, Jiro Kirishima.
He's at number 2.
For you, why?
Well, kind of like what you just said with All Might. His body turns into rock. He can withstand my quirk and my attacks. He is relatively clever. He can do good rescue because he can barge through buildings to get to people and barge through things to get to people. We've already seen that he is good in combat and good against villains, so that's why he's number 2.
I am, sorry.
Where are you putting Kirishima?
Yes, so that's who we were on. Kirishima, but we need to digress into his quirk for starts. Well, I'm going to place him on the...
Your number.
He is hardening, so he's a rock quirk, in which he takes his skin, I think his full body actually, his whole body, which is his skin obviously, and makes it into a hard substance.
You've taken something today, Icy Hot.
No, I'm just very sleep deprived because I've been training non-stop. Okay, Bakugou. You wouldn't, well, you would understand because you're also training non-stop. But besides the point, I'm going to place him in number 8 spot, because he did stand his own, but he can't, he's a good hero and he'll be a brilliant hero on his own, but he won't be one of the best because his quirk's not flashy.
Have you seen him in action?
Yes.
So flashy now is one of your criteria to being a good hero.
Well...
So if that's the case, I should definitely be number 1 on your list. I should be number 1 anyway, but I should definitely be number 1 on your list.
Do you emit ice and fire at the same time? Oh, it's one
Neither do you!
I do.
One at a time.
Not one at a time. I've done it twice. There's literally a photo of me burning in ice on the floor in the freaking UP bathroom.
So that you've heard it here. Todoroki only cares about if your quirk is flashy, not if it's good. Do you see a
crowd ever going, wow, when they see Kirishima use his quote? No, they just see him like, oh wow, I was gonna save it, cool, but they're not looking at like, wow, we're dazzled by his quirk.
Anyone who cares more about flashiness than actually doing the job needs to sort their life out. I.e. you.
Me back. Just because you put your freaking boyfriend on the number 2 spot and you put yourself in the number 1 spot, I mean, where does that leave everyone else? Ridiculous.
Below me, obviously, because I am top.
So unfortunately, Kirishima, that is where I would place you in my eyes as Todoroki, in my opinion.
In my eyes as Todoroki. No, in your eyes as freaking Aizawa. For God's sake, icy hot.
Jesus, Bakugou, you need to breathe. Remember those breathing practices. Have a little sip of your drinky poo and you feel much better. Goodness gracious. Anyway, that takes us on to another student, which is Koda. That is the animal person. They speak. They don't talk actually. They do talk, but it's a rare when you do hear them speak. They're very shy, and they look very. He
better be at your bottom if you're on about. Oh, you need a flashy quirk.
He looks. He doesn't even look. No, he looks cool. He's definitely number 1. Doesn't look. Look at here. His head is. He's got like a mutant rock fishman head. What do you want from me? That's flashy.
I thought I was harsh.
I'm placing him as number 16. Because let's be real, Koda doesn't have not much real combat ability, and his entirety of his quirk relies upon animals. So he's literally a sidekick to animals. The animals are the heroes and he's just there orchestrating them.
I'm putting him at 17.
Where did I put him?
16.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Because he's better than Aoyama. Because Aoyama's only like limited to 1 power use. That's terrible. Terrible. Boom, he's done it. And it's like, are you still standing? Well, he's screwed. And of course, Ojiro's tail is strong. He's combatable, but he can get exhausted. Whereas Koda can literally sit in a little camping spot with his thumbs twiddling and go, Bird, you go peck his eyes out, and Bear, go ahead and go gouge them out and hope for the best that it does anything. He's more or less backup. Or he can go Hawk, fly 500 miles to get to this location to tell them about the problem, or whatever he wants to say, alright? That's all Koda's good for. Reinforcement. What's your opinion?
I agree.
You gonna add to it? Why? Anything else?
He can talk to animals. Cool. He'll be good at kids' parties.
You called me harsh! That moves us over to Rikudo Sato. Sato for short, because he has
the guy
sugar
with
rush.
the food.
Not food. If he eats sugar, he can convert that to muscle mass.
See, like,
that's good. That's basically that's like almost like what Fat Gum's quirk is. Like he converts his food, storing it, and he can emit a strong punch at the end.
I still only think he's at like 16 for me.
I'm gonna put him at 4 for 14 because that is a formidable thing. 14 because it's a classic quirk. Although how he attains it, it's not really problematic. He can get food in time, and like Fat Gum, he will be constantly having food on the go with him on his purpose as his resource. Like,
true, but then he's got to stop to eat when he's low on power. I suppose it's a good charging method for your power, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't think. Again, how do you like him so much? He's not got a flashy quirk.
We're friends, okay? What am I gonna say? He honestly, yeah, although it's not the All Might strength levels, no one ever's gonna be there, let's be real, but he is strong nonetheless, and he can stand his own, and he has combat abilities which he self-taught, so that's another good book in my book. But that was a quick one.
He makes good cakes,
and he always makes good cakes, and we love him for that, so that's why I give him the number 14 spot. Moving on to seat number 11, we have Mizo Shoji. I don't even know how to say Mizao something, don't know, but it's Shoji. His quirk, God knows what his quirk is actually. I don't even know at the top of my head what it's called.
He can,
I know what it is, I just
duplicate his
body parts.
His body parts, like he put an eyeball at the end of his wing arm things. I think he's at 15 just because if you need an extra ear, because his hearing's very well, so if you need to be able to hear conversations or you need to be able to hear a villain's plan, you've got that. If you need to be able to see better, you've got the extra eyeball. And the extra arm, I suppose, is good for extra fighting capabilities.
Yeah, but I'm going to put him on like 15 too, because Shoji couldn't like even control his friend Tokoyami when he went full night mode on that dark scene, and it was like, well, if you can't, I know they're training, but I'm like, if you can't manage a hero, how are you going to manage a villain? Like, the hero at least is fighting against wanting to hurt you at least, but a villain's outright wanting your death. So I don't know how you're going to manage Shoji in the real world, but that's why you're...
See, if I could double up, I think Shoji would actually be with like 17 with that Koda guy.
No, you can't double up though.
Well, that's what I said. I have to put him at 15 then. Or he might be at 16. I might switch him and Muscle Guy.
Sato's more like, yeah, I would say Sato's more better because he's...
More better.
A lot... It's better.
Are you switching him as well?
No, I know what I want. You are the indecisive one. That gives us to the seat number 12. Kyoka Jiro.
Earphone girl.
Yes, earphone jack. Jiro.
I think I'm gonna put her at 11. She's only just better than, just worse than Mina. Because she can hear vibrations, she can, as I said, hear villains' conversations. The villains won't even know she's there, and she can hear through the walls. She's good at music, and you know, she's good at teaching people things, so I think she'd make a good UA teacher.
We are at the 13th spot. Because every account I can recall for her being a hero on duty, she's been in a group. But no, I'll give her the 13 because if she was on her own, she can figure things out, but she couldn't manage because if she's caught, she's disarmed, she's done. If no, that's it. She has no way of defending herself because she can do combat skills, but when it comes to anything else, she can't rely on a quirk. And if you don't have a quirk you can rely on to defend yourself, why have a quirk at all?
For once, he's got a point.
But that moves us along nicely to Hanta Sero on seat number 13. So Sero.
Tape boy!
Yeah, one of your friends, I believe. If he had friends, I was surprised. Yeah.
I put him at number 11 because his tape can capture villains. His tape can restrain insane people. He can use it to swing around the place.
True.
And he can use it to stop people because it's sticky. So I'll put him at number 11.
Damn. I'll put him at... number 12. Because he doubles up as capturing villains, good. Escaping from villains with this, good. But really having a combat situation with a villain, no. I mean, the PE...
He just stops them.
Did you saw him against me in the PE UA Sports Festival? I said sorry to him. I just did that. I froze him in and disarmed him. That was it. So he's not really that...
Not everyone has an ice quirk, icy hot.
There's not only just 2 quirks he then has trouble with. I didn't even bring him a Fireside out, but I'm pretty sure he couldn't manage. If he wanted to take me, I would just burn his tape off me. He's not a formidable opponent. He can do things, sure, and he can only because he has those 2 escapes, the capturing of people and the escaping with the tape swinging out, sure. Everything else, not to standards.
Okay.
In a nice way possible.
Oh no! If you're gonna be harsh, Icy Heart, be harsh and own it.
I don't want to be mean, but if you gotta hear the truth, you gotta hear the truth. Now it takes us to seat number 14. Fukumeke, I don't know, it's Tokoyami. Tokoyami, okay?
That kid's weird.
The kid's weird? Why?
He has a talking quirk. A quirk that talks, that's weird.
Does it talk? I don't think it talks, does it? I didn't know it talks.
I thought it talked. I don't know.
No, it's just like dark shadow and it just makes noise like ah.
Never mind. Scrap that. It doesn't talk.
Bakugou really knows his classmates well, very accurate.
The thing's just creepy. It stares you, it's like it knows. It's like another entity. I don't want another entity as a quirk, because it's not my quirk. It's like the shadow is a different thing. No.
He is a very formidable opponent. Like, he has, again, going back to my point, trump cards. Trump, 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 trump. And boy, oh boy, does this guy have a trump card. He can literally, it's dangerous, but
he can't control it. That's my only issue. That's one of my issues with him. He can't control it.
But think of the potential. Like, he's shown what he can do. He did in that fight with Thingamabob when you and Deku were gone. I saw on the like TV or whatever. It was so good. So I'm gonna give him the number 11 spot because it's really, really. You know, I want to kind of swap maybe Mina and Tokoyami actually. So Mina gets the number 11 spot.
Who's swapping now?
These two. And Tokoyami's number 10.
Suck me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside.